e tabua e o si sambe mo rekan roka adoro mo kon tabua ando tele taka na waro na pula FM namba 2 e na sir
bola na go ilimo do tele taka na FM na go sa sector to na pula FM
bola o tsempo ni valu ngone ni kandabu ni mo kisa o ba chiku na sinu ando tele taka bali na waro na pula FM na bantu na sir
o lorima na ga gi suka lambasa to do tele taka na bola FM na bantu na sir
Bola FM.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. In tonight's bulletin, 25 traders fined for not complying to VAT decrease. Family is still hopeful for fishermen's return. And about 2,000 Fijians to work in Australia under the Seasonal Workers Program. $25 traders are expected to pay $50,000 spot fines for not regulating the recent VAT decrease in prices of goods and services. Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority Chief Executive Vishwanath Das revealed this to FBC News, and Ali Kimbia has the details.
After weeks of investigation by the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority, 25 traders have been put in the spotlight. From these 25, 20 cases are pending investigation and 5 are expected to pay spot fines of $50,000.
With regards to those investigations, maybe at this stage I can confirm to you, we have completed 5 cases ready to be fined. And we are in process of completing another 20 cases. So at hand, we are sort of ready to action 25 cases.
Das says there are procedures that needs to be followed, and if not adhered to, traders will face the consequences.
I hope you will appreciate the fact that the legislative framework needs to be in place, because if the fines are not paid, then prosecution is the next option.
Consumer Council CEO Premila Kumar says actions taken by FIRCA will build confidence in consumers.
It's high time these traders should be charged, because that will only build confidence in consumers, and they will feel that it's worth reporting the matter to the council.
The FRCA and Consumer Council say they will continue to monitor prices, and traders will be taken to task if they fail to regulate the VAT decrease in the new prices of goods and services. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
We now join Ali Kimbia live, who has more details about the VAT saga.
Amrita, the FRCA Chief Executive Officer Vishwanath Das has also confirmed that investigations is continuing over other complaints, and he did also mention that they will do whatever it takes to ensure that traders who continue to disregard price changes will face the full brunt of the law. So the only wait at the moment is for some legislative procedures to be followed before spot fines of up to $50,000 is given to the 5 confirmed companies. Amrita.
Thank you for that, Aliki. Now, the 2 families of the missing fishermen of Varoko in Ba are upset with the misleading reports that the duo have been found. Edward Lavish and Rajeshwar Naidu went missing out at sea on New Year's Eve when Fiji was alerted about an approaching depression. Farzana Nisha has more.
Relative of the missing fishermen, Sarjeet Narayan, says the families of the 2 fishermen continue to look for them after reports surfaced that the duo were found.
We're trying to plead to the community or any people around the surrounding islands, if they find something that relates to the missing boat and Jade, that contact the relevant authorities.
The brother of Naidu, Ganeshwar Naidu, is requesting the authorities to provide them with a bigger boat or plane to help in the search.
We have searched for him a lot but still couldn't find him. We believe he is still floating somewhere out at sea.
Daughter of Rajeshwar, Sheenal Naidu, is also pleading with the public to contact the family if they have any information about her father.
That wherever they are, we miss them a lot, so if you can see any evidence, please help us.
Edward Lavish's wife says the last time they contacted each other was a day before he left. We also survive from whatever he gets from the sea whenever he goes out fishing. The search for the two continues. Farzana Nisha, FBC News.
About 2,000 Fijians will have the opportunity to work in Australia under the Seasonal Workers Program. Employment Minister Semi Koroila-Visau has been in talks with his Australian counterparts to finalise the second phase of the program. Maggie Boyle with the story.
Under the initial agreement, 100 places were allocated to Fiji, with an eventual 120 Fijians taking up a 6-month seasonal work contract in Australia. This year, Employment Minister Semi Koroila-Visau says that number is expected to increase exponentially.
In our agreement with the Australian Embassy, we should be looking at around about 1,000 to 2,000 seasonal workers this year. It depends entirely on the requirement by the farmers in Australia. As soon as they give us the need, we will go through the process and send them to Australia.
This second phase of the program comes despite 6 Fijians quitting their Australian employer, citing unreasonable salaries and working conditions.
We had a very good discussions with the Australian government through the Australian ambassador here. It will not affect. We have been able to have a very fruitful discussions with them. It will not affect the Australian seasonal workers. In fact, it is now being extended. With the removal of cap, we have employers in Australia that are lined up.
Koroila-Visau says the work-ready pool has an estimated 600 Fijians who have been processed and qualify for employment under the program. Currently, 114 Fijians are employed in Australia. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Prime Minister Varange Bainimarama began his tour of Vanua level with the disbursement of small, medium and micro enterprise grants in Nambawalumbua yesterday. Bainimarama also commissioned the new electricity grid extension at Vuya village in Bua. Eleanor Terangai View reports.
228 micro and small business owners today received their $1,000 grants from government. This is the 11th phase of the disbursement of the MSB grants by government, bringing the number of those assisted to 4,448.
I want to tell you that this is not a handout. You cannot go out and buy a TV or buy a refrigerator or buy yourself a carton of beer. It is a grant that can only be used to purchase materials that you have identified as important to start or expand your businesses.
This year, government has set aside $2.2 million for the MSB grants, and the Indian government has committed an assistance of $4.7 million towards the scheme. Meanwhile, some homes in Bua today are for the first time having electricity after the commissioning of a grid extension project costing government $696,293.
The grid extension that is going to be commissioned is very much a part of this vision. A vision of a Fiji in which every part of our country that can count on a robust, modern infrastructure, and every Fijian has the tools they need to build a better life for themselves and their children and their family.
The grid extension will make electricity more available and accessible to hundreds of Fijians, and it will provide safe energy to villages of 8 villages here in Bua.
Electricity is essential to modern development, and not just for our livelihoods. Having reliable electricity means we can make our communities safer. It means our children will be able to read and study under lights that won't spoil their eyesight.
The Prime Minister also used the opportunity to speak out against domestic violence and violence against women and children, calling on all men to stop such acts. Eleanor Terangai, FBC News.
The new and sealed 70-kilometer Nambawalu-Rakete road has been officially opened by the Prime Minister Varange Bainimarama. Over 200 people attended the opening of the road portion yesterday in Rakete. Eleanor Terangai is in Lambasa following the Prime Minister's tour.
After years of driving down a road that was dusty in the dry season and boggy in the wet season, the people of Unolevu now have a more modern road that will make traveling a lot more easier. The Prime Minister says the $228 million Reketi to Nambowalu Highway project was a massive undertaking intended to bring about a massive transformation.
The Seal Road will cut travel times dramatically and make a whole section of Madhwata and Boer provinces more accessible. Even people in villages and settlements that are beyond the Seal portion will still enjoy shorter journeys because of it. Students will spend less time traveling to school. People will get medical attention more quickly, and families will have more time to spend together.
During the construction of the new highway, the Fiji Roads Authority replaced 14 bridges to link the road all the way to the Nambowalu jetty. Bainimarama says the completion of the highway now makes the Northern Division a serious prospect for economic development.
This new road now changes everything. We can now take advantage of the area's potential because we are conquering the remoteness of this area. We are making it easier to invest because good infrastructure reduces both the risk and the capital requirements.
The Nambowalu to Reketi Highway is the single largest road project in Fiji funded by the Chinese concession loans and was constructed by China Railway First Group Limited within 3 years.
Up till now, Chinese companies have constructed a total length of over 170 kilometers of roads in Fiji, most of which are under China's funding. Among all the roads projects constructed by Chinese companies, Nambowalu-Reketi Road is the longest one.
The Prime Minister also used the opportunity to remind the public to be careful when using the new highway and to keep within the speed limit. Eleanor Turangayu, FBC News.
Stay tuned. Coming up after the break, Nadi to be declared a city during the 2017 Miss Pacific Island Pageant.
And I love Mirchi FM.
Hi, my name is Sonny from Canberra. I love listening Mirchi FM online.
मैं हूँ उर्मिला देवी आसियासी तावा से जितेन शांडिल को और अश्निल को तावा में लॉक कर दिया जाए.
हम लोग यहाँ से कतो कमे मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है. मिर्ची एफएम is hot.
I'm Shelly in Tanga Nursery. Mirchi music simply bindas in Nursery.
Meshfaq, valuable sing Mirchi FM. मेरे नस्ना.
Welcome back here with FBC News. Now, a 38-year-old self-employed man from Narere Nasinu has been charged in relation to a recent series of robberies in the Southern Division. Epe Ramanangalu was produced in the Civil Magistrates Court today, and Tokasa Rainima has more.
Nangalu has been charged with 4 counts of aggravated robbery and 2 counts of theft. The court heard that Nangalu was involved in a series of robberies earlier this month, which included a service station in Monikoso, Nasinu. Nangalu, along with another suspect, is also believed to have robbed a businessman of more than $3,000 cash before fleeing in a vehicle which was later found in the Umbati. On the same day, there was a report of aggravated robbery at a cover shop in Nambua, where cash and assorted items worth more than $700 was stolen. The prosecution objected to bail for the suspect, saying he faces indictable offense. They requested the case to be transferred to the High Court. Nangalu has been remanded and will appear in the High Court next Friday. Tokas Reinima, FBC News.
A high prevalence of rheumatic heart disease has been noted in Fiji, prompting the Health Ministry to provide a mobile clinic for testing. An estimated 1% of children in Fiji have RHD, which according to the Health Minister is equivalent to 1 child in every classroom. Savara Tambua has more.
We've gone to a few subdivisions.
Damage from rheumatic heart disease is preventable if detected early. The Health Ministry now has a mobile clinic to help detect the disease and provide images of the heart.
About having this screening, because you're doing the echocardiogram. You're having a look at, even if they don't have symptoms, by looking at the flow of blood in the heart, they'll be able to identify problems much earlier, rather than just waiting for the symptoms. So even if the symptoms are not showing, through this mobile clinic, they'll be able to identify those that are highly at risk.
Health Minister Chone Usamate says many are dying at a young age, prompting the ministry to take action against this disease.
People have, if you can prevent rheumatic fever, so it does not progress to rheumatic heart disease, we can address it. It is a preventable thing. So that's why, and it's sometimes the symptoms are not very clear. So we need better screening for children to be able to be screened so we can identify those that have the potential to have this disease so that they can be treated early. If they are treated early with the right types of medicines and penicillin and so forth, they will not progress to the right stages.
Some of the symptoms of RHD is suffering from shortness of breath while doing something or even when lying down, and sometimes chest pain, joint pain, and inflammation. Sabaira Tambua, FBC News.
Fiji will host the 31st Miss Pacific Island pageant in Nadi next year, during which Nadi will be declared a city. Miss Fiji pageant chair Hirdesh Prasad said they wanted the event to coincide with the Nadi City Declaration celebrations in December 2017.
Fiji won the bid to host the Miss Pacific Island pageant next year during the last event held in Rarotonga, Cook Islands. Miss Fiji pageant chair Hirdesh Prasad says it's a big achievement as there was a strong competition from other neighboring countries.
It will be very awesome experience for me and for my committee. And last year we formed the Miss Fiji Pageant Association, and Miss Fiji Pageant Association will organize this Miss Pacific Island pageant.
Fiji has won the Miss Pacific Island pageant crown, formerly known as Miss South Pacific pageant, twice only. Once in 2009 by Marinela Tikau and in 2011 by Alisti Rambukawanga. Prasad says preparations begin now.
Preparation will be very hectic, but we have a very good support from our ministry. Our government is very, very supportive towards this course, and they also want this pageant. They also wanted this pageant to happen in Nadi in 2017, because Nadi will be declared a city at that period of time.
The last time Fiji hosted the pageant was in 2009 in Suva. This year's Miss Pacific Island pageant will be held in Samoa. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
A former Public Works Department machinist charged with one count of soliciting an advantage appeared in the Suva Magistrates Court today. Sayyad Aziz pleaded guilty to the charge on his own accord after the summary of facts was read by the prosecution. The court heard while being a prescribed officer attached to PWD, Aziz allegedly solicited an advantage of $300. The case has been adjourned until 15 February. And now we turn to Jamie for sports.
Thanks, Amrita, and good evening. In sports, after the break, the latest from teams preparing for the Bailey's Coralco Sevens. And Fiji Under-23 football side to leave for Spain tomorrow. Details coming up.
Bula, I'm Dori from Nasinu Market. My choice is simple, Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Yvonne. I'm from Nadi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Sayandra, my name is Sunny. Only the Gold FM at Golden Point Resort, Raki Raki.
Hi, I'm Anna of Nasinu. When it comes to a radio, my choice is always Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Anna and I'm from Nadi. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Fiji Women's Crisis Center Red Rock rugby team is counting its lucky stars as it prepares for this week's Bailey's Coralco Sevens. The side were given a last-minute invite after Naviti pulled out of the tournament. Rohit Deo caught up with the team at training today.
A trimmed William Ryder training with the Red Rock team in Gowaya village today. A spot in the Olympic Games squad is on his mind. He knows he has to be at his best at the tournament to impress national coach Ben Ryan.
I was looking forward to play in this tournament. I heard about it and I heard it's a big tournament and it's a good opportunity for me to get back to the seventh field.
Ryder represented Fiji from 2005 to 2011 and scored 987 points during that time.
Feeling better, lost a lot of weight. Thank God for giving me the opportunity to come back to Fiji. We all know, Fiji loves sevens and myself too, I love sevens. So I think there's going to be a spot in the team. So I need to come and help the boys, not only the boys, but the whole country.
The Red Rock side will be looking to win their third Coral Coast title. The coach says they are ready for it.
Last week they just tell us that to be part of this, but we still hope that we still can make it. From last week, there's no problem in the time, but we're still working ahead all the time to win this tournament.
The 3-day tournament kicks off this Thursday at Singatoka's Lawanga Park. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The USA Serevi Select team is back again this year to compete for the Crest Nairi Trophy at the Coral Coast Sevens. Finishing as runners-up to the Aussie Pearls at the last tournament, the players are not only targeting a grand finish for themselves, but also for their mentor, Waisile Serevi. Josephine Navola caught up with the team today and joins us live now from our Nadi studio. Josephine, what else can you tell us about the Serevi Selects?
Jamie, the team is laced with players that have represented the country in the sevens as well as in the 15 side. These players are namely Carmen Farmer, Ryan Carlo and Kelsey Stockett, to name a few. The team strongly believes that the Coral Coast Sevens tournament will be a good build-up for the players for the new season. We caught up with the team on its plans on improving from last year's performances.
The side arrived in the country yesterday and wasted no time in getting on the training field. Representing the USA Serevi Select team, Amy Tale Neighbor, who has maternal links to Vatoa in Lau, says the team will be banking on speed.
I think we bring a lot of speed here, definitely physicality, big hits, hopefully. Yeah, just a fast-paced game.
Neighbor says they're out to win the trophy for their mentor and Fiji Sevens legend, Waisile Serevi.
We just want to represent Serevi well. He does a lot back home for us, and just to be in his homeland where we really, really appreciate this opportunity to be out here, and we're excited to perform for him and for our home.
Coach Richie Walker says they are targeting to get through to the elimination rounds.
The main thing is to make sure that everyone gets equal amounts of time so that we kind of stay fresh for the tournament, and hopefully we go through the knockout stages.
USA Serevi Select side is drawn in Pool B with New Zealand Raiders and Murray Seahawks at the Coral Coast Sevens, which begins this Thursday at Lawanga Park in Singatoka. Josephine Navola, FBC Sports.
The Nadi Blazers is banking on its experienced players to lead the charge at the Coral Coast Sevens this week. The side made its debut at the last tournament and is determined to step up its performance this year. Josephine Navola again with more.
2 days away from the Coral Coast Sevens, these players are focused on improving their weak areas.
We've had a good coaching team that's been really training the girls hard. We've been doing morning sessions and afternoon sessions. So I believe we're as ready as we'll ever be to go and take on the other teams at the Coral Coast.
On the local front, the team had won all the Nadi Rugby Union club games and were the runners-up at the 2015 Nawaka Sevens. Burns says they have selected a strong lineup for the upcoming tournament.
We'll be looking at the experience of our older players. We've been together for a couple of years now, and we've been playing together for a couple of years, so it's been really great. The girls have been able to work those relationships and know how each other plays, so that's been really beneficial.
Then Labenia Wuru has confidence that her players will prove their worth.
We want to be in top 8 after Coral Coast Sevens, and I believe with these players we can achieve that target.
Nadi Blazers is in Pool S alongside Central Chiefs, Mystic Knights and Telecom Fijiana at the Coral Coast Sevens, which begins this Thursday. Josephine Navola, FBC Sports.
The Vodafone Fiji Under-23 football side wrapped up preparations for its Spanish tour in Suva today. The team leaves tomorrow for 6 build-up matches against development sides of the Spanish La Liga competition. Rohit Deo with the details.
The Rio Olympic-bound team finished off their last training run before heading to Spain tomorrow. Coach Frank Farina, who has spent close to 2 months with the team, is happy with its progress.
I've been very good. Haven't had any injuries, which is always great before you head on a tour for so many games. But the boys have worked well, and I think they're all ready to go.
The main aim for Farina's side in Spain will be to work on combinations and put into practice game plans worked out during training.
The goal is really to get our playing style working. Results are secondary for me. It's more about how we play, work on the team structure, work in our shape, defensively attacking. That's the key for me. It's not about results this early on in preparation.
Bar defender and national senior rep Alvin Singh will captain the side.
Boys are working together, not just on the field but outside the field as well. Yeah, working together, team, helping one another in every way. So yeah, boys are really geared for this tour.
The Fiji Football Association is spending close to $450,000 for this tour, which is a build-up for the Rio Olympics in August this year. Rohit Dev, FBC Sports.
And that's it from sports. Good evening.
Fiji is rich in fruit, vegetables, fish, and many other healthy natural foods. Well, a chef from Singapore is in town to demonstrate how such simple food can be made into delicious dishes. John Sawarto today conducted his first cooking show at Devo on the Park in Suva.
We're going to make a chicken soup, a chicken stock out of this.
Chef Sawarto represents Philips International based in Singapore says Fiji has many food choices to choose from to make simple dishes. He says he aims to train every household in the country to show them make simple dishes.
And using local produce with local eggs, we managed to bake a cake in a rice cooker. So we are showing an alternative way of cooking. You don't just use a rice cooker to make your traditional rice, but you can actually use a rice cooker to make a cake, to bake a cake, right? Using some of the local produce.
Court staff were part of the cooking show, which will help them gain product knowledge to assist their customers. With 14 years of experience in the food industry, Sawarto has worked across the globe from Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, China and France representing Philips products.
Like I say, I like working with seafood, and there's abundance of seafood, and seafood is packed with lots of protein, and protein we do not require too much of cooking methods or infusion. I like it simple, lightly seasoned with salt and pepper, and then you just apply it on our appliances, get it grilled in natural flavor.
He will be performing another demonstration on Thursday. Shriti Prasad, FBC News.
Some showers were experienced over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands today. Fine weather apart from isolated afternoon or evening showers prevailed elsewhere. Well, temperatures soared above 30 degrees in all centres. Suva, Lotokamba and Lambasa recorded 32 degrees. Nadi and Sabasavu were on 31. As for tomorrow, cloudy periods with some showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere, it should be fine apart from afternoon or evening showers and thunderstorms. Moderate southeast winds, fresh at times, moderate to rough seas. We'll take a look at Thursday, and some showers of the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Once again, afternoon or evening showers are expected elsewhere. Recapping our main stories again, 25 traders fined for not complying to VAT decrees. Families remain hopeful of missing fishermen's return. And about 2,000 Fijians to work in Australia under the Seasonal Workers Program. Now on to this week's question, and we are asking, do you support the decision to extend the rent freeze? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizens@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Good night.
Hi, my name is Liviana Valentine. I'm from Nadi, and Today FM rocks.
My name is Ateza. I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Krish. I'm from Tava. I like listening to Big Breakfast. Today FM rocks.
I'm Juliana. I'm from Maltoka, and I like listening to Today FM.
Hi, my name is Chelly. I live in Arere. Today FM rocks my grog and lollipop.
Bula, my name is So. I'm from Navua.
I like listening to Today's FM.
Bola, my name is Asilika from Raki Raki and Today FM rocks with my flip-flops.
Today's hit music on Today FM.